Welcome to the next episode of Joff's World Tour. I'm taking my motorbike, Tigger, to as many countries around the world as we can get to. In the last episode we had got as far as the Dermit Gulf in Turkey. So in this episode we're going to explore Turkey a little bit more, and then where we go after that, well, you'll have to watch the video to find out. Morning.
On the road this morning, just leaving my little cabin behind for now, and I'm going to visit Troy and the ancient town of Assos. That's the plan. Beautiful weather for it, dodgy roads. I'll just take my time. No baggage to carry today, so it's just a nice day's ride out. I've arrived at Troy. Motorcycle parking is free, so that's good. I think entrance for humans is not free. We'll go and deal with that in a minute.
So these are the ruins of ancient Troy. Famous, of course, for the Trojan horse, which was part of a Greek legend, something written by Homer in the Aeneid. Of course, the wooden horse, which they hid inside in order to break out and destroy the city of Troy. This city of Troy, there's actually 10 cities built, one on top of the other here, and they're still excavating parts of it all the time. Quite like the little theatre. It's tiny compared to the one in Plovdiv.
Troy was fascinating. Site where they've identified at least 9 different periods of occupation going all the way back to about 3000 BC, and together with it all the stories of the Iliad, the Odyssey, Homer and Virgil, Trojan horse, Achilles, Odysseus, and all the rest. Absolutely amazing. Now heading back kind of in the direction of my little cabin, going to visit the town of Beramkale, which has the ruins of the ancient city of Assos there. And my host at my little cabin, Ahmet, says that if I go to Assos I must not miss out the museum. The museum has to be visited. So I skipped the museum at Troy. I didn't feel the need, but I think I'm going to have to see the museum at Assos when I get there. Hope you guys are looking at that view on the camera. I'm not. I'm looking at the road. Wow. Okay, this is a big site. Not quite sure whether I want to go all the way down here. Might have to come all the way back up again.
Oh, I'm a bit out of breath. It's quite a steep climb up here to the acropolis at Assos. Parked Tigger down at the bottom. And then you've got all of these tourist stalls to make your way through on the way to the top. 150 lira and I'm in. And this is a huge site, so I don't know how long I need to be here. There's quite a lot to walk round. This is the temple of Athena at Assos. One of the things that makes Assos important, it was the home of Aristotle. So if you've ever heard any of his philosophical theories, this is where they come from. Well, Assos was interesting. Did a nice little sketch up there up on the Acropolis. It's too hot to explore the whole site. The site's huge, but it's 30 degrees in the shade right now. So I'm going to admit defeat, head back to my little cabin and get the fan turned on and try and sit somewhere cool for the rest of the afternoon. Well, today's a big day, and it's a big day because here I sit in the western part of Turkey, and I've made the decision that for this trip, this is the furthest east I'm going to go. Looking at the map, Turkey is just such a vast country. It's another 1,000 miles from here to the border with Georgia. And if it was a one-way trip and I was continuing eastwards, then 1,000 miles it isn't very much. It's a week's riding on Tigger. But this is a round trip. I've got to get back home at some point. An extra 1,000 miles east means then I've got another 1,000 miles to come back. And it's getting hot here. It's 31 degrees predicted for today. Another 2 weeks of riding in Turkey, it's going to be just too hot and too uncomfortable. I don't need to do it. So from here today, I am heading back westwards. And so I'm going to ride today from here. I think it's just a day's ride from here, a motorway schlep up to the border with Greece, through into Greece. And it's time to slowly start working my way back home. Now, I haven't shown you my map for a while, so I think it's time I did that. So, this is my map of Bulgaria. That's the border there between Bulgaria and Serbia and Macedonia Here's Bulgarian capital Sofia, and here's Plovdiv, where I had a lovely few days. And from Plovdiv, I actually took the blue road, the really fast road, down here off the edge of the map. Turn it over, and down here, down the blue road, just a fast ride to the border here with Turkey. Here's Turkey and the town of Edirne. This is where I spent 3 hours getting across the border, and then from there took this road, and at this point I need my Turkey map. So this map of Turkey is to a different scale because Turkey is so big. So here's where I came from Bulgaria into Edirne, and then down the fast road again and into Korlu for that lovely night in a really high-class apartment all to myself. In Korlu then I came, I think probably down this road, down the motorway, and then off the motorway here into this windy road through the tunnels and around the coast and across the ferry into Çanakkale. And then from Çanakkale I've taken this road down here, and I'm currently down here at Assos. So that's where I am at the moment, in Assos, and today I'm planning to ride back up here and cross the border into Greece to Alexandroupoli, and then start working my way northwards.
Goodbye. Thank you. Bye. Well, that was nice. A kind of translated conversation with Ahmed's dad there. They've got no more guests for a couple of days, but then they're full across the summer. So, good for them. And now, I've got, what time is it? 9 o'clock. Just a 5-hour ride up to Alexandroupoli. Well, this is going to be interesting. A couple of days ago I crossed the Dardanelles Strait using the ferry, which was a very pleasant experience. Today I decided I'm going to go back across the suspension bridge, and it's enormous, and it's quite a windy day today, so this might be a bit of an experience in its own right. Well, I see other bikes coming in the opposite direction, so they've obviously managed to get across the bridge despite the wind. And we're through. 2 Polish bikers there ahead of me. Obviously know the system a little better than I do. Got through much quicker. But more motorway now from here to the border with Greece. Stop for fuel here, so that's Tigger filled up. Me filled up with water and snacks. There's a guy here who's washing car windscreens, so I got him to wash the visor on my helmet while he was at it, which he found amusing, but very useful to me. Back on the motorway now, not too far up here to the border. Don't know how difficult this border crossing is going to be. It should be simple, it's just going into the EU, so there shouldn't be too much difficulty. I don't need any special insurance or anything for that. And we'll find out when we get there. There we go, big line of trucks, so we're approaching the border. Realised as we approach the border that the Turks call Greece Yunanistan. And of course even the Greeks don't call it Greece, they call it Hellas. So that's why people looked rather strangely at me when I said I'm going to Greece. And there's a big queue here now. Not quite sure why. Or whether I can go through on the bike. Okay, well the police there have just said that I can weave through, so I'm going to give it a go. He said no problem. There they go, waving me through again. I'll just have to keep an eye out for pedestrians, but right here, right now, I've got my very own lane. This is the reason I set off fairly early this morning and took the fastest route here that I could. Still no one stopping me. So I'll just take my motorbike privileges where I can find them. I'd have to assume the border is actually open. Surely all these people wouldn't be here if it wasn't. Training for slow speed manoeuvring comes in. Well, I didn't do any of the training with heavy panniers on. I don't crash into any of these car doors or people. ahead of me there who went through the queue, so I think I will just tag on behind them.
So stamping me out of Turkey was easy, passport only, nothing needed for Tigger. So now let's go and see if I can get stamped into Greece just as easily.
Oh, well, I thought I was through, but apparently I missed a step. So I've been sent back round. I'm now facing back towards Turkey, and I've no idea where I have to go next. I'm hoping all will become clear before midnight.
Well, the four guys on bikes in front of me, 3 Greeks and 1 Danish guy, all had speeding fines to pay before they could go through. So we're all just stuck behind them. Thankfully though, I didn't get a fine, so I've been allowed to go ahead, but I can't just yet because of the queue. But that means when I get to the final check, hopefully I'll be out of Turkey at last. It's only been 4.5 hours so far, and then I've got to try and get into Greece.
Waved straight through the final checkpoint this time without even showing my passport. So just got the guys with guns to get past now, and then I'm out of Turkey. The other guys on bikes, they had to rush about and pay their speeding fines, but they said going through the Greek side of the border is just 10 minutes. And I hope they're right, because time is marching on. Luckily I don't have far to go once I get through here, just a 40-minute ride to Alexandroupoli. As is so often the case, the border is a bridge over a river. And as is so often the case, the no man's land doesn't belong to anybody, so the road's in a terrible state because nobody looks after it. Here we go. Out of Turkey and into Greece. Into Hellas. Says welcome, let's hope I am. And the usual line of trucks, meaning you're coming to a border control. And the usual big queue of cars. Kind of encouraged to overtake the queue at places like this, but not sure about that here. There isn't a lot of room for me with the bulky panniers. The queue seems to be moving ahead quite regularly, so I think for now I'll just sit in the heat. What is it now? Can't follow those Greek bikers all the way because they'll go through the EU passport section and I have to go through the all other passports section these days. Possible that my route will be quicker, I don't know. I guess all these Turkish drivers are going through the non-EU section as well.
Waved through the Greek side of the border fairly easily. Just a passport check. They didn't want to see any other papers, so I hope I don't get turned around at another checkpoint later on. Well, that's just taken 5 hours since I arrived at the Turkish border. And Tigger's dash says 42.5 degrees centigrade. So I'm going to have a drink of water and then get moving, because a bit of speed will cool me down a bit. Anyway, we're through, we're into Greece, we're back in the EU.
So this is it. No further checkpoints. So here I am, I'm in Greece. And this is the 14th country. Is this 14th? I've lost count. 14th country of the trip so far. Let's call it that. Just a dual carriageway from the border, but I'm going to turn off it any minute now. Here I am in Alexandroupoli municipal campsite, and this is kind of what I've been missing through Eastern Europe. They don't really have places like this. Here we've got nice toilet blocks, we've got a cafe, bar, restaurant, there's a beach, and all for about 11 euros per night.
Getting through the border was quite a trial today, but my reward is this campsite in Greece.
Well, I hope you liked this video. In the next video, we'll be heading towards Albania and Montenegro. And if you'd like to see it, don't forget to click subscribe.